Hi everyone, this is Patty. I'm here today doing a design team spot for saw crafters. And if you remember, if you follow my videos a while back, Saw sent me a real nice goodie box of all different kinds of things. And one of the things was this overall mini album for a little boy. And I did one several years back for a little girl, and it was the dress, so I will put it in the about section right down there. I'll link to the dress video if you'd like to see how it turned out. These are just adorable. There are 5 pages front and back, and the first page you'll see is a little bit different than the others because it's cut out with the suspenders. And I forgot to measure this, so let me just take a quick measurement to see what we have. We have approximately 10 inches by 7 inches at the widest part, and 7 inches on the legs and the arms. It is shaped, so it does require some sanding, some fussy going and whatever. I went over the whole thing, all the edges, with the distress paint and weathered wood because I knew I was going to be using a lot of different blues. In hindsight, I probably didn't need to paint it all. I could have done it afterwards, but you just never know for sure where the project is going to take you. Better to be safe than sorry. I went through my bin, that is my baby bin. I have one that I throw all kinds of baby papers in. I knew I had this sweet lullaby collection from Heartfelt Creations, and I wanted to use some of it. But while I was looking, I also found the Precious Memories in Graphic 45, and the baby, I don't remember the name of it. It was a baby line before this one, and I had some few papers of that. So I used some of that. I had this 6x6 patterns and solids, and I also have, where is my other book here? Well, I've lost it. I'll have it in the notes. It's Flavia or something. It's a different paper. It was 8x8, and I have no idea if somebody gifted it to me. Usually when someone gifts it, I write their name on it, and this didn't have that. So I'm not sure where I acquired that at, but I used a lot of papers out of it. So it's just everything from my stash, and if you're going to do one of these, that's a great way to do it. So I went through first, and I lined all the papers and made them into overalls. Then I went back and I started adding things. Saw had this real neat pocket cut, and it's supposed to have a little piece that goes across the top, which I painted several times. I must have thrown it away. I can't find it anywhere. So it didn't matter. I just used some ribbon from my stash, excuse me, in these couple of spots. And then this heaven scent that's been in my baby box forever. And then I made a few tags. This is the Heartfelt Creations. It's a boy, and this one with the little shoes. I love that. And then it says Bundle of Joy with the Noah's Ark. And so I left the top part of the pocket open so I could throw these tags in it. And then I just stapled 2 of the ribbons on, and this little bling here is from Saw. These little suspender overall glider things, they are also from the kit. They come from the kit. And then here I just put Darling Little One. This is from the Heartfelt Creations kit. These are from Graphic 45, and this is Heartfelt Creations. So I just stuck a little tag and these 2 in there. Now this is joined by rings. Let me see if I can show you here. Rings. And I just tied different ribbons and seam binding that I used within the mini itself to adorn it. And you can see behind here, if I lift this up, here's what the overalls look like, just this little piece here. But you can see through the front, you get the shirt from back behind. So you flip it this way, and we're just going to go through one way and come back the other because every page is unique of itself. So on this one, I extended the overalls. I added a placket in the front with some buttons. I did a lot of fussy cutting because I had all these little images from the past sets. I made a pocket from the paper and added these 2 little buttons, and then somewhere here, it just goes around and around to untie with the seam binding. And when you lift it up, you take out and you have all these mats for journaling or to just put pictures on. I figured whoever gets this will probably just put pictures on. But there is a lot of room for journaling as well. And a lot of room in this pocket. It's very roomy for lots more 4x6 photos. And then this just simply winds around the 2 cardboard buttons that I have here. And then I just simply put a, there we go. Simply put this new arrival down here and the little cherub up here sleeping. We go to the next page, and I have a tiny little pocket up here with 3 of these little stamp cutouts, but you could easily put a photo in there if you wanted to. And then here I've tied some of the big cut aparts, and they just flip this way so that you can put photos. So in this section you get 2, 4, 6, 8 photos that you can have in here, plus your journaling. So even though this is an odd shaped mini, you're still going to have lots of room for all kinds of photos in it. And to secure it, then we just tie it back in a ribbon bow. This was from the Heartfelt Creation. So you can see how the Graphic 45 and the Heartfelt Creations and the other little bits and pieces that I have, they all play nice together. The colors were real good together, so I figured as long as the colors didn't fight one another, it was just fine. Here's the next page, and I decided I have this Heartfelt Creations 8.5 by 11 clear cardstock, and I don't know if you can get this anymore. It has 10 sheets. This is great. Each page has a like a tissue backing on it, and I just love it when I'm going to use it for windows. So I have in here left these little pull-out tags. Now whoever gets this book, they can either put the tags in, put the picture right on here and put the tag in, or cut the photo this size, slip it in, and then use the tag elsewhere in the book. But at least that way they have they know what size to cut it. So we have the 4 acetate windows here, and then the cut apart pieces that I fussy cut from the paper here. Oh, and this one, I found out this one, I don't know. I'm going to have to play with this one some more. I might have to turn this one this way, because I noticed when I put the rings on, it's not happy. It's getting a little crunched. So let's turn that tag. Some of the tags I put a little tiny glue dot here just to hold them down. And I think if I were going to be the one to get this book, I would glue these completely down after I had my photos in them. On this one, I love this ABC paper. You would not believe what this is like from, I want to say it was the Artisan or something like that line from Graphic 45. It is nothing baby at all. But I just took a black felt pen, outside it, took this for the placket and the felt pen down each side, and it's great. It makes it look like a top and pants. So you have to go through all your paper with a very objective eye and say, well, if I change this up, it's going to look like baby. So, and it does. Now I have this little cherub sleeping here, and I left it open, so it's just a pocket with a tag. Slides back in here. And then this one, I have a double bow. This bow is stationary, and it has the tags on it. This one has a glide on it with this darling little one. Let me move it up a little bit. Then when you open it, you have room back here to stick a photo, and you have room here to stick a photo, and you have room here to stick a photo. And see, this one's a little bit Zoe's picture's a little bit too small in here, but you can see how the regular photo, even with this one here, you can put the baby photo back behind and this will just enhance it, and then you can glue it closed. Now you also have room to put a photo here, and here, and here, and journal here. So that gave you room for 2, 4, 6 photos and some journaling just in this little spot. And then it pulls over like here, and then we take the ribbons and tie them into another bow. So we actually have a double bow on this one, and this is just seam binding. Love that. Now we're to the back of the book, and I'm going to flip it around. And this is the very back of the book. It's so hard to show you on this, but this is the back. Again, this was another graphic 45 paper line, I believe, but way wonky. Nothing baby about it at all. This came from the Heartfelt Creations, and so did this, but look how nicely they play together. Now, what I did here was I fussy cut everything out of this map behind the sleeping baby and put the acetate. You can see there. See how shiny it is with the acetate? Now, I made this matte, so it just slides right in here. So the photo can be put on this section, and you can also put a photo on the top section and the back, because this is quite a large mat. Or you can just leave that in there that way and not put a photo if you don't want to. Then in the very back, I have a nice size mat hiding in the very back here. And then I left the bib part of the overalls. I left it free, so a long tag can house back there as well. So lots of great little spots here. And these little rubber duckies, or they're not rubber duckies, but they're little duckies. I have had these ducky buttons forever and ever and ever. And isn't it funny how a lot of things were that way? I've had them for a long time, and then they work perfectly, just perfectly. So there again, you keep your stash and you just never know when you're going to use it. I just cut the shanks off of the buttons and glued them down flat. Now when we flip the page, this is another favorite. This is, I love these overalls, and I have these little buttons. My mom gave them to me eons ago, and I think they have a G on them, but I just turned them upside down so they would look like the buckle for the overalls. A couple buttons at the bottom. I have a photo here with a mat. Maybe. I got some glue on it somewhere, everyone. So, there we go. There. Oh, I know what it is. I have a little, one of those little sticky dots right here to hold that down, and it's stuck to the paper. So I cut this so you could see what size photo you could slide back behind here. I just thought maybe, especially if somebody purchases this and they're not used to having the mats, just want to get it back in there, and then I just kind of tuck that in there. The mats help you know where it is. Then I had this film strip, which I loved, and these are actually fit right in there. So I'm going to leave one just kind of tucked in there. These are also open here, here, and here. So you could actually slide the photo underneath if you wanted to, but I thought it was neat so that you could put the photo right in there that way. So I love the film strip. And then it came, let me get that back in there so I don't lose it. It came with the projector, and I put Precious Little Angel here, and then I finished it off with the butterflies. One here, one here, one here, and one here to pull it all together. And the little one climbing up the film strip rail here. Cute. Love it. And then on this one, I had to have a purple page. I'm sorry, but I just love purple, and babies should have purple too. So this is my purple page. I did the large polka dot from my Big Shot on here. I made some chipboard buttons, and then later I found these wonderful purple star buttons. So I thought, what the heck, I'll just glue those right on the top. And then again, I left the bib overalls free, so you have a nice, nice pocket, 2 mats here, that slides right underneath here, like that. And then the buckle and the belt, and you can see that I've used, there, See the shine? I use glossy accents on the buckle part. I cut a mock pocket here and put a strip of, this is called the Geometric Punch from Martha Stewart. And then back here, I have this cute little image. I just love that image. And then I have a trifold here for 3 nice photos. And I would probably put photos maybe on all of these as well. But that's the recipient's choice, whatever they decide. And then it just slides back here. And there's a lot of room in that pocket, so you could put a lot more photos in there if you wanted to. Carried down the polka dot down here that I had here and on the belt. On the next page, I just hung this Our Little Angel up here. It actually has sticky on the back, so it's not moving. And then I also have these brags that came from, I think, a Debbie Mum collection from eons ago. And I just, this caterpillar and then a couple little designs, cut the shanks off and glued them straight on. I left this plain so a couple of photos could go on here or journaling, whichever. This again, there is there we go, a little sticky right there. And this is quite a large mat, so let me see if I can show you. Yeah, so you could put quite a large photo in here and still have these just accented by these, by how you cut your picture and put it in there. And then there's a little pocket here with a tag. I kind of like these, gotta find the other piece of the tag right here. There we go. I kind of like these that have the cutouts around it, because when the photo is in there, let me see if I can get Brenny's picture in there. When the photo is in there, maybe I shouldn't have glued it at the top part. When the photo is in there, there we go. There. When the photo's in there, you're still going to get, even though she's laying on her side, you're still going to get the picture. You're just going to have this really pretty frame of the flowers and everything around it. And then, like I said, this is not super strong, but it does hold it closed in the interim until the pictures get in it. I just love this paper. It was so crazy looking. It's like little tufts, like what was that called that they used to do with the cars, you know, and tuck it with, and this has little buttons on it. Just darling. And then here's this page. This is the last page now. This one I wanted to have a waterfall because you can house so many more photos in it. I did fussy cutting up here, some bling, some ribbon pieces, a little piece strip that says Simpsons dog are that's what little boys are made of, Simpsons nails and puppy dog tails. Then you open this, and we have a really nice flip here for a lot of photos. So what did I figure? I think I figured you could get 12 photos just here in this little spot without using this one on the top. So I don't know. I always say I'm going to add up and see how many photos you can get, and I always forget. But this was a super, super fun project. There isn't an easy way to show you the whole thing at one time because of the way it's constructed, but it is fun and it will stand very easily on its own anywhere that you want to display it. So I think this just would make the most fabulous gift for someone that was having a little boy. I want to thank Saw from Saw Crafters again for allowing me to play with this great, great mini album. I will put links to her store and her social media places as well as my own right in the description box, along with the link to the video of the little dress that she has as well that you can make. Very, very fun. If you've never done a shaped album, I would suggest do one. There's all kinds of them out there, and they're so much different than a mini with hinges and a front and a back. It's just a whole different life it takes on. So have fun crafting, everyone. Enjoy. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you subscribe today. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the project, and leave me a comment. Comments are most welcome. Bye, everyone. Have a great crafty day.